Wow. You don't have much power, but you've let it go to your head. A newcomer. Do you have any idea who I am? Best learn fast or you'll die slowly. I'd like to think of her as a witch. I apologise, my lady. Allow me to give you the news. A caravan of gold cloth is leaving Maben Market even as we speak. Maben Market will feature in an upcoming utility belt video, funny enough. I do enjoy a bit of luxury. Very well, you may live, but the gold cloth is mine. Okay, sure. Go, courtier.
Bring your weapons and follow me. Battle call.
You greedy bitch. So she's running off with swiftness. I'm going to grab some invulnerability in the way of this potion. Oh man, this has got quite a few abilities. Wow, you can just clear the whole place out. Okay, let's go get the stag. Oh, one of them stayed. That's a shame. What about that guy that was being swallowed by darkness?
The white stag.
Oh, I can free him. Hold on, I need to free this guy.
It would be too great a cruelty to leave these prisoners behind. We must free them.
Oh, we have to free them. See, that's the kind of thing that should be a choice.
Thank you for my life.
You should let that be a choice to the player.
Never leave a wrong to ripen into
Make the
evil.
mission easier or harder without it. Yeah, right. White stag. I didn't even realise there was someone in this one over here. Come on, out you get. Dagger does nice damage, to be
You
honest.
saved me. Thank you.
It's just a bit annoying to get close with it.
Act
You're right. Thank the
with
pale
wisdom.
tree. We need to find our way out of here. I want to go home. Stay sharp, Sprout. And we'll do just that. Oh, never has Sprout's been such a nice turn. Alright, let's get the stag out. It would be cool if I could do this whole mission without fighting, but
Make our escape.
I'm sure the thought terrified the devs. Free experience? For doing a personal story step without having to do any effort? That's why, like, cities don't give you any real credit when you complete them. Because there's no combat involved. But hey, whatever. Anyway, we'll kill these courtiers. They're not as dangerous as I thought. I seem to have more allies with me. The stag has the same ability, so this you might recognise as an elementalist skill, skill 4, air attunement, focus. In that version of the skill, it's swirling winds and it blocks all projectiles, which is just like incredibly powerful. That blocks treb hits, by the way, and stuff, and traps as well. It will stop traps from triggering. So if you've never used that, if there's any Ellies watching, you've never used that, pretty cool skill. But anyway, this isn't the same whatsoever. The stag seems to have it on a really low cooldown, which is awesome because it stacks regeneration and protection on you, and the stag will spam it frequently enough that these boons are just forever on you. Not only are they forever on you, but they'll just tick up and up and up and up and up. By the time I finished the quest before myself, it was like way higher. Like it was on like a minute before I finally finished the quest. But anyway, we just have to fight our way past the Nightmare Court. I wonder if we're going to fight Serial at all this time, because the entirety of the mission on the other version was just fighting her. Like, you just go out and you call her a twig or whatever, and that you'll snap her branches, and you just come out with these insults for her. I don't think either of those lines, by the way, they're real lines. You just come out with these insults for her, and then she just fights you, and then you're going to beat her, and she sends everybody to like bum rush you, and she runs away like a coward. It doesn't look like we get to fight her at all this time, though. So you get much less of a sense of what a real bitch she is. You just get a sense of how stupid she is, frankly, because she just ran away so easily. But in both versions of the quest, she does escape, and you don't get to kill her. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm trying to think. I don't remember killing her at all. Maybe she's in one of the later dungeons. Oh, I think she might be. Oh, okay. Anyway, so the courtiers seem pretty easy. They were pretty easy before. They have some interesting things under their flavor text, like turning boons into conditions, but frankly, it's not. Are we just meant to run away? Can I just... Do I have to fight them, or can I just leave? I think I can, unless Kate's going to die over there. But then...
Accept the nightmare or die.
Or run past you, because you're not going to do anything. You're not even going to get to me in time. Look at this. Look at this. Chase me all you like. Actually, they look really tempting to kill. So my utility still, I haven't really talked about them. The grasping vines is basically the ranger elite, except it doesn't stack bleeds as the ranger elite does, which is incredibly overpowered, by the way. It doesn't stack bleeds, it instead just stacks, it just ticks damage up on them, reasonable damage, and it's not AoE. Those are the only difference, but it's on a utility. It's incredibly powerful. I think it's way overpowered, especially in the context of World vs. World, where any Sylvari you have there can do that and just get a ridiculous snare off on you. It's not as easy to break the vines as it should be, not at all. And I think for that reason it's pretty OP, but it's a cool skill obviously when you're using it, and for that reason it was one of the first ones I grabbed when I managed to level my Silvari up. It's quite nice on a Necro too, because if you've decided that you're going to be going for come on, let me get the hill. Yeah, if you decide that you're going to be going for wells and stuff, and marks in particular, which I forgot I had, you can root people inside them and just do big AoE on them. So there you saw I just got retaliation off, so that thing that the stag's laying down I think is probably a field too. But yeah, so there we go, we've won. That was pretty close, but we've won nonetheless. They all chased us down. You see, just then I was tempted to go over to the stag and interact with it because I felt like there was probably loot waiting for me, but no. Anyway, back into my town clothes. I said back into my back. No. Ah, wrong button. Yes, I'm in my town clothes. Hopefully that'll appear in the cutscene. It does.
That was tremendous. The disguises worked perfectly. How did you know we could convince their leader to leave the camp?
I know her. Her name is Sariel. And before she fell to nightmare, she was the student of someone I loved very dearly. But that is a story for another day. The White Stag seems uninjured, though understandably frightened. I'll take him back to the Grove. Be warned, Valiant. Sariel is prideful, above all else. She will not forget this insult.
Yes, but you're taking the stag back to the Grove. Sariel wouldn't actually attack the Pale Tree City just out of wounded pride. Would she?
You underestimate the Nightmare Court. They will do whatever they must to get their way.
At least Gavin still had a sense of honor. How can he and Sariel both be in the Nightmare Court?
Evil has many forms. Some desire tyranny, others chaos. Regardless, they will come for the White Stag. And when they do, we must be ready. I will meet you at the Grove.
Yeah, I'm a Moor and I do remember fighting her. Okay.
Make sure you're not followed, then return to me.
I'll make sure I wasn't followed. You see here, so look. Keith. This, you can definitely tell that ArenaNet designed this version of the mission before they designed the version I did before off screen, because the version I did before off screen, you see how we can now speak to Keith, and the other version she just runs off instantly after the dialogue, so you can't stand around to speak to her. So the only time you can get this dialogue out of her is early, when it wouldn't make much sense. So anyway, she says, we must get the White Stag to the Grove. The Nightmare Court will stop at nothing to recapture him. We could say, would the court dare attack the Grove just to claim the stag? And she says, yes, it's that important. Hope sustains us when all else fails. If they can twist it to Nightmare, they may well win and condemn us all. Don't worry, I'll be ready for a fight. I'll see you at the Grove. So, looks like we're going to have a bit of a showdown at the Grove going on there. We obviously can't speak to the stag itself.
Swiftly and silently. Spread out, so that one does not endanger others. Go.
Really? She's still coming out with dialogue? That's interesting. See, there's so much weird stuff that you can miss. It reminds me of, in fact, so I'm writing the Factions Law series, and I got to a point the other day, well, quite a while ago now, but I got to the point where there's a quest in Factions where you zone into an area, one of the main story quests, you zone into an area and there's a dot, like there's a star directly ahead of you, and all you got to do is walk over to it in a beeline and then speak to the character and you're done. But for some weird reason, if when you load in, you turn around and go back to the portal, like where you'd come in, like a fair few steps just before you'll hit the loading screen and wait there, then it will trigger some extra kind of dialogue that's clearly not meant to be hidden dialogue, but it triggers this extra dialogue between these other two characters where they talk about their history together. You would just miss so easily. And I remember I always found that kind of cool in Guild Wars 1, that there were little things like that that you could figure out and see. But when it comes to Guild Wars 2, I don't know why my opinion's different, but it just feels like a mess now. And I guess it was a mess in the first game. I don't know, I feel like maybe I judged the first game too highly. There's certain things that there were in that I really enjoyed, particularly with obscure things like that now in this game it just feels like it's all been born out of bad design and it's not cool to seek out and find for some reason. And I don't know whether that's me being unfair to Guild Wars 2 or whether that's just the way that my expectations of the game perhaps, or that it frustrates everyone and not just me. I'm not sure. I'm really not, but there's little observations I've been making like that recently where I think, why did I enjoy this so much before, and now with this game I feel like it's rubbish. It's like when I look at the overall plot too, I really enjoyed in the first game that you had this overall plot that was this coherent story, but then you could look at these small characters and find that there were you know, really compelling or interesting stories there. You know, oh, this character dies. So, for example, in Factions, again, there's a character that you barely get to know at all, and he dies, like, and you can miss his death. You can miss that entire arc of that character, but it's really interesting when you do go back and look at it. But there's no significance attached to it in-game, not the significance there should have been. And I look at that in Guild Wars 1 and think, oh, it's so cool that if you look, you can see that there's this story here with this character, and it's actually this really kind of tragic thing, but you've just got to really look for it, and it's kind of obscure. But then with Guild Wars 2, there's tons of characters that don't get any of that justice, just like this character I'm talking about from Guild Wars 1. They don't, and they die, and they're all over the place. But I look at it in Guild Wars 2 and think, oh, this was just really crappily done, and, you know, Arena didn't give it the justice, and they failed to make it seem interesting. And, you know, that's a double standard, and I can see it there, but I can't help my opinion that I prefer the way it was done in the first game and not this one. I think it's because in this game, when those characters die, ArenaNet suddenly throw it at you at the last second, and they put the sad music on, and it seems like they're expecting you to have this really emotional response, when in Guild Wars 1 it was always kind of hidden and always something only for those with the hawk eyes or the people that read the wikis that would spot. I don't know. Anyway, here's Keith. Sorry, this might be another new episode, so let's recap the plot. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode. We're going to have a look at, let's see what is going on here. Okay, so basically we found a stag. I was with a guy that I thought was my friend. He wasn't my friend. He took it. He left me to die. He was a bit of a dick about it. I went to see one of the firstborn, Keith, and said, look, the Nightmare Court, they've got this stag. They're going to do some bad shit with it. So we were like, okay, mate, let's go sort it out. We went to find these recruiters for the Nightmare Courts. We tricked one of them. Keith was like totally dark for a second and killed the person, but we found out where the stag was. We went to capture the stag. We tricked this cow called Serial to take the stag, but now she wants it back and she's going to attack us at the Grove. Or in ArenaNet's words, Keith and I learned the Nightmare Court's plans. Gavin intends terrible things for the White Stag. We must stop him. And then Keith and I stole some courtiers' robes and infiltrated the Nightmare Court campsite at Hemlock Coil. With a little stealth and a lot of good fortune, the White Stag is free again. Now we will take it to the Grove, where the stag will be safe. What tents are you supposed to be in here? Okay, so now we have returned to Dreamer's Terrace. We're about to speak with Keith. There's the stag back here, nice and safe, lovely jubbly. Niama is here, of course. She says, excellent work. Wait, I think she's the leader of our cycle on this character. Even in the short time that the White Stag has been in the Grove, many ailing Silvari have recovered. Fantastic. Great news. Are you here to help deal with the defences, Firstborn? Yes, while you fight off the Nightmare Court, I'll stay here and guard the stag. Wait, what did she say? Fair fortune, I think? Yes, fair fortune, valiant Arachnia. Brilliant. And here's Ain here as well, one of the menders. Are the Nightmare Court really going to attack us here? We'll hopefully not. We'll keep you safe, sorry. Mender Glindauer says, thank the Mother Tree you found the White Stag. We say we did, but the danger isn't over. Stay here and we'll defend you. And lastly, this wounded Silvari says, valiant. They say you're the one who rescued the White Stag. I just know his presence will help me to heal. Stay here with the Mender. I thought last time I did this I had an extra option there. Anyway, she's in town clothes. And here's the stag, of course, itself. The stag's pretty cool, honestly. It's an albino stag, because they've given it red eyes, like. So, in any case, right, okay, let's speak to Keith. Let's get the show on the road. Lots of wardens out there, as you can see, defending us. Well met, valiant. The wardens are on edge. The court gathers just outside the grove. We have little time. Who's more likely to lend the attack, sorry? Serial or Gavin? It could be either or both. Serial would come in chaos. Gavin can be more dangerous. He'll actually make a plan. Okay, I'll be on the lookout. What should we expect? Do you feel those tremors? I love that, because as soon as you click that, the screen starts shaking very slightly. Can you see that? It might have stopped now, but it happens just as you click it. It's really well done. I think the Nightmare Court's getting creative. Be on guard. Okay. I'm ready to protect the White Stag for the dream. They never really explain what that is. But I guess the assumption is they're coming up under the ground. But like I say, they don't explain it. They all come through this door. If you're quick, you can grab them in this choke point and melt them. Look at this. Look at all this damage we're doing here. Especially if you're a Necro. Get your marks down on the door. Use your binding roots if you can. Some of them seem to have come up from behind. I didn't realise they do that. But I regretted it last time because I spoke to Keith like that and then I was too late. But yeah, get your stuff at the door. When the next wave comes, the Wardens are actually reasonably competent fighters. So don't worry too much about them. They'll deal with some of the enemies that you can't. Get your marks down. Get your whales down. Get ready with your heal. I really don't want to do that. And once your marks are down, I guess it's probably a good idea to swap into the other weapon. There we go. Yes, onto the traps. Eat them. Yes. And we'll heal up, because obviously they do a lot of damage, and I'm taking... Oh, crap, I just toggled Death Form. I didn't... Death Shroud, I didn't mean to do that. Wait, we've got our last mark. So this one mark will just be able to move a whole group back, because it's just going to AoE fear them all. You see that? Which is pretty cool. Skill 3 is your best friend on staff here, I think, because of the chill. It's pretty powerful. But I'll back up a little bit, help them get forward. Start life siphoning again. I love that life transfer. I love that... I still appreciate that some of the skills have been named the same as they were in Guild Wars 1. Like, life transfer wasn't elite in the first game, and it felt really powerful and significant to use in fights. And it's the same thing with Guild Wars 2. Like, there was one thing I noticed with Elementalist abilities the other day, that conjured weapons in Guild Wars 2, they're so different mechanically to what they were in Guild Wars 1, but at the same time, if you heard someone talking about Guild Wars 1's conjured weapons, and you took a sentence of them talking about it, so for example saying, oh well, you can use this conjured ability to deal more damage in this attunement. No, that doesn't work. I had a really good example of it I was thinking of the other day, but people talk about the skills, despite the fact they're very differently in Guild Wars 2, they still kind of feel the same in a lot of ways. Like, you'll still talk about, and you'll still talk about those weapons filling the same role, despite the fact they're kind of very different mechanically, because the combat system's so different. And I appreciate that probably makes no sense whatsoever, but there you have it. Okay, right, enough violence for now. Find and confront the enemy leader. I'm just going to follow Keith this time, because last time I didn't find her in time. Wait, you just... No? Okay, she's just waiting there. Okay, no, we'll follow the arrows. Last time I tried to climb up and find the enemy leader, but then I couldn't, and then Keith just kind of snapped to it, and a conversation started that I didn't really see. Is it around here? Is it up these, by any chance? On the roof? Never actually realised you could come this high. This is pretty cool. This is all still a part of your personal story instance. Not that it does anything, like these little pathways, yeah, they're really cool, but what's ever up here? Maybe these areas were with ArenaNet's original design, like meant to hold the trophies and trinkets and stuff for completing personal story things. I have to be careful not to leave the instance here. So the circle shows that I need to be in here, maybe? Oh god, I'm confused. Uh-oh, am I stuck somewhere now? No, okay, good. Oh, there we go. Is that her? Yes, Serial. Hello. I'm not sure how we're supposed to know where Serial is, but she's all the way over here. Hey, Keith. Is it bugged? I'm supposed to be speaking to you here now. Hello? Anybody? Do you know what's... Oh, there we go. Okay, it's triggered. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Walk into the grove and take the stag.
No, Keith. I also planned on leaving you in a pool of your own blood. And well, here you are.
Even Fowlin couldn't tame that temper of yours. Let's see if my blades can do better.
Strike now while their backs are turned.
Where's your honor? We aren't cutthroats or animals. We kill when needed, and we can use that bloodshed to grow a garden. Now leave. Meditate on this, and should you fail to learn, I'll kill you myself.
This isn't over, Kate. One day I'll kill you, no matter what the Grand Duchess says.
Oh, Gavin's such a boss. So Gavin's back in the picture. Still a member of the Nightmare Court?
My friend, I apologize for
Still calling
Soren's
us
behavior. She's young. She hasn't learned to temper power with wisdom.
What is there to understand? The Nightmare Court is evil. It's destructive. You and Sariel are two of a kind.
You wound me. I am nothing like Sariel. She is an honorless craven, and I have been your friend. The court doesn't seek to destroy either the Sylvari or the Pale Tree. We're trying to free you from the influence of Ventari's tablet.
You want to use the White Stag to corrupt the dream. You would turn this beautiful creature into a weapon.
Yes, for the greater good. Let me prove that the Nightmare Court has honor. Duel me. For the winner, the White Stag. For the defeated, death.
Very well, Gavin. I accept your challenge and your terms. Let's begin.